wall, we have no choice. We're gonna build the wall, we have no choice. Build that wall. Build that wall. Build that wall. Build that wall. Build that, build that, build that, build that wall. They're bringing drugs, they're bringing crime, they're rapists, and some, I assume, are good people.
Grab them by the pussy.
I hope they now go and take a look at the oranges of the investigation.
I'm a very stable genius.
What's up, everybody? Happy Thursday or Friday to you, depending on when you're watching this. Probably on Friday. Yo, I'm Luke Skyy. I am with Hybred Collective, and this is Thoughtful Thursday. The song's called BTW. It's here. By the way, it's here. By the way, that first song was produced by Fortunes. This next one is produced by Mr. Kooman. Just a little song about revolution for you, you know what I mean? Let's get into it. My dude enemy on the camera there, yeah. Beware of the things that'll make your heart jump straight out your chest like you slipped the stardust. The freaks got out when you let them bars rust. So take a deep breath ahead of that bloodlust. Confidently walking through a world of illusion and stuck in the stasis of constant confusion. Obnoxious new kids hustle around the blueprints. All I'm lost in my nugget, wonder where my shoes went. Who's this? Knocking at my door at 4 in the morning. It's cold winds, the storm is bringing in the hordes of good guys and swords. Bad guys home, I'm all on my own, sufficiently stoned. Straight from this poem and then I transform. Out comes the claws and off comes the close. Now I play host to a house full of souls. That was close, don't be afraid. Things around here sense fear 1,000 feet away. Don't choke, might be the day you'll have to brutal strike of your vertebrae. Utter madness, dive deep into your bag of tricks. Fuck a rabbit, pull out your savageness. Only one way that we can handle this. Leave behind your pride and pack your bandages. Blood sprays like paint on canvases. No time to assess any damages. Back up, pull out, won't retaliate. Find the head of the snake to decapitate. All the rebels band together at the rally. Boy, gather round, simmer down, pass around the joint. You represent something that they can't destroy. Revolution being something that they can't avoid, cause it's here. You represent something that they can't destroy. Revolution means something that they can't avoid, cause it's here. Yeah, it's here. Yeah. I've accepted the fact that it might be the problem. Strongest metal rest in my chest and not Wakanda. Felt a little depressed after not the mama. Took his final rest him up before he elected Obama. He would have loved to have seen that. Sure, he always dreamed that his son with the same skin color could have been president if I had bleed rap. Only if he knew it could bust like a kneecap. EGAD. React sick like a tree sap. None of y'all beeswax. I got this far. Went soul search, couldn't find a single flaw. Found every element to build a shining star. Refused to live a single brick to construct a wall. Can't hand his hands, I'd rather cut them off. These businessmen assemble clans out in your shadowlands and live above the law. So throw the empire into the trash heap, incinerate the whole thing and spit on the ashes. Take the whip from the fascist, strike with passion. Do not pause to consider, we can skip the dashes. We the pick of the litter, something that denied ever gives it, that's quitter. Catch you with your pants down, sitting on the shitter. Broadcasting this through all transmitters, coming to get you. My brothers and sisters, we a permanent mixture. We out loud together, we a lethal fixture. We ride together, we die together. We bad boys and bad girls forever. Momentum that we got, they might stop us never. So break the glass on the kill switch, pull the lever. We represent something that they can't ignore. Revolution being something that they push us toward, and it's here. And it's here, yeah. We represent something that they can't ignore. Revolution means something that they push us toward, it's here. Yeah, it's here. We represent something that they can't ignore. Revolution being something that they push us toward, it's here. So, happy Thursday, y'all. I hope y'all are doing very well in your quarantine times. We are doing very well. We just want to continue sending love. I know a lot of us out there in the world are experiencing the loss of loved ones and really getting tested on what it is to be a community, to be a society. So I want to keep sending love out to everybody because that's what I'm full of, and that's what this revolution is about, baby. It's about love, you know what I mean? And it's here. We represent something that they can't avoid, because revolution means something that they can't destroy. It's here. It's here. We represent something that they can't ignore. Revolution means something that they push us toward. It's here. Once again, shout out Fortune, shout out Mr. Kooman, shout out Enemy, Tyler, Holland, everybody that helped with that Sands album. I love y'all. Be well. And it's here. We represent something that they can't ignore. Revolution. Hey. Yeah, what up? Welcome to Thought for Food. I'm sorry, this is Thoughtful Thursday. Thought for Food is a podcast. Welcome to Thoughtful Thursday. Luke Skyy. Hope you liked that little ditty. That was a song, two songs actually, from my last album called Socks and Sandals, meshed into one. First of those two jams, by the way, BTW, I mean, Build That Wall. Second part of that song is called It's Here, song about revolution. BTW, It's Here, Build That Wall, It's Here, the revolution. Kind of outdated now that Corona's a thing. We're not really talking about building walls unless you're talking about quarantine. It is the 16th, is the Thursday that we're on of 2020. Hope you guys are doing well in quarantine. My first order of business today is to send gratitude to you lovely folks. Everybody who's staying home, who's doing everything that they can to combat this and curb this little thing. I'm sorry, not little thing. Let me not diminish it. It is a big thing that we're absolutely all going through. And we've been giving love and praise to the nurses and the frontliners. But every single one of us has a part to play, and I don't think you guys are getting the recognition that you deserve for keeping your sanity and health intact and hanging out in your homes instead of out there on the streets wilding like we do. Like we humans know how, like Zion and shit in the Matrix. So shout out to y'all for keeping your heads on straight because it gives me hope, a vote of confidence that after this is done, we'll rebuild, create a new normal the way we want it to look. We have a few things coming out of Hybred Collective. My man CJ Franchise did his COVID-16, which is a 16-bar verse that he's doing during Corona that we filmed here. Adrian and I put it together. Siege rapped it. Hybred Collective shit that is out there on the YouTube. Thought for Food continues the podcast. We just did Quarantine episode number 6, Me and Enemy. That should be out soon. But we also had taken the task putting the podcast on all streaming platforms. So we now have that out there. Spotify, Google, not Amazon. Amazon doesn't do podcasts. Spotify, Google, Apple podcasts, and then that should distribute to all the other podcasts, all the other podcasts as well. So go check that out. Link. I don't know where I'm putting them. Go check that out. What else do I have? Thought for Food. I think that with everything that's going on, what is to come next, what looks like for me anyway. I don't know if I'm gonna go back to work right away. So shout out my Coopers. I love y'all. I think I'm gonna launch a community campaign myself, where got some good ideas, where I want to try to give back to the people who have been working this whole time. So, if there's anything or anybody that is in need of some help or needed some relief because they've been constantly working while I've been at home doing this stuff, let me know. I'd love to go help. That's going to be my new gig on top of this Hybrid Collective thing. It's just like a lot of community outreach between people helping rebuild whatever I have to do. So yeah, that's what that looks like for me. I hope y'all are figuring out don't waste this time not figuring out what happens next. You will get lost again in the struggle of trying to be a cohesive unit with yourself. So today's thought ball, now that I'm done jibber jabbing about all that shit, today's Thoughtful Thursday brings you the thought ball. I like to they're called thought balls, called Fight the Good Fight. And I'm going to start off every thought ball with a definition. So the word fight, sorry, let me get a little drink of water. I may or may not cut that out. Who knows? So today, fight the good fight. The definition of a fight, among the many definitions that there is for the word fight, is the one that relates to today. And that's a verb, which is a struggle or campaign against something. Quote, if you can't go back to your mother's womb, you'd better learn to be a good fighter. And Chi Min. So today I wrote this inspired by this little lady, Charlotte Figi. Many of you around the marijuana community might recognize her face and name, but I'm sure some of you don't. So this little woman was the inspiration behind a lot of the cannabis movement that was going on, that's been going on for almost a decade now. I came about this story back when I was working in the industry, when I saw Dr. Sanjay Gupta's CNN documentary that was called Weed, and it's about the medicinal benefits related to the mighty fine cannabis plant. So Charlotte was born with what is known as Dravet syndrome, which is a rare form of epilepsy that caused her anywhere upwards of 300 seizures a week. Unlike a lot of treatable form of epilepsies, Dravet doesn't respond well to typical seizure and convulsion medication. In a lot of patients, because of the severity and consistency of the seizures associated with Dravet, many of those diagnosed don't live past 8 years old. Okay? So here's Charlotte, and here's her family that has a daughter diagnosed with the syndrome where she can do nothing but constantly fight through seizure after seizure every single day. Nothing in the way of medication was helping. And as I'm sure is the case with any parent out there, any one of you parents out there in the situation, nothing is going to be held back in an effort to find relief for Charlotte. So for within the first 5 years of her life, no relief. And so to go in there and fight day after day, giving everything they had, not knowing if the next seizure would be her last. I can't imagine what that heartache has to be like. Waking up every day feeling absolutely helpless in the desire for wanting to help Charlotte while also raising the rest of the family, while also tending to your own life's everyday needs, while also lifing. I mean, but that's what they did. They fought the good fight amongst, mom, dad. Charlotte has a twin sister, and I think there's another sibling in there. It's a whole family. So they're all fighting. Eventually, all those years of fighting, though, gave way to some real progress, some actual wins, it would seem. After exhausting every other typical method of medication, solid relief for Charlotte came in the form of a compound found in cannabis known as cannabidiol, which is more commonly known as CBD. And I say that loosely because commonly known wasn't that common not too long ago. It feels strange saying that, actually, because even when I was in the industry, there wasn't much CBD around. There weren't shops everywhere like there are CBD shops everywhere now. It was common knowledge, and we had known that for quite some time, the use of cannabis extended far beyond just the desire to get high and eat snack food and play video games all day. I mean, we had known that there were actual medicinal benefits associated with marijuana way before we decided to come together and fight for its legalization. Which is why, to me, legalization was so powerful, because it opened up avenues for people much smarter than me to get to cracking on fully understanding cannabis's capabilities as a medicine. And what that medicine, what CBD was able to do for Charlotte was absolutely incredible. And some might say downright miraculous. So shout out to the Stanley brothers, if you look them up, down in the, I believe they're in the Springs. But they had produced a plant that was heavy CBD, very low in THC. And after Charlotte, and they had produced this plant and given it to Charlotte, they had named the strain of weed after her. So it's out there, it's called Charlotte's Web. And so once that treatment began with the CBD, it's reported that Charlotte's seizures reduced from that 300 a week down to just one a week. Significant improvement over the years of finally being able to talk, eat, and walk on her own, which is absolutely huge. And what's more incredible is the fact that many, many more families would come to find relief through this treatment, all because someone decided they weren't going to stop fighting. Whether you think that to be Charlotte, the family, or every single parent tirelessly dedicating their life to their children's wellness, or the advocate, or even the advocates of legalization of marijuana. I mean, the struggle had made way for phenomenal progress. And that, my friends, is something I think we can all be proud of and hold on to as a basis for how to get things done. You fight, get the awareness, and then it spreads and helps other people. So it is with a burdensome heart that I must disclose that as of the 7th of April, and which is why I'm bringing this to y'all, and at the age of 13, Charlotte is no longer with us. She has suffered her last seizure. Her and her family got sick, and unfortunately, due to Charlotte's condition, she wasn't able to make it. They don't know for sure if it was due to COVID-19, but she was treated as such when taken to the ICU with those symptoms before she passed. She was a true inspiration. You know that feeling you get inside where it's like the chills get electrified a little bit and it wells up completely and entirely in your body. And it seems like it might be sadness because it makes you want to tear, but it's really just incredible joy because you see what human compassion is worth in the world. Or you know that feeling where you're watching the little guy or the little girl fight through loss and heartbreak and struggle the whole movie just to pull it out by the skin of the teeth at the very end. Well, that's what this story did for me. She attunes me to the necessity to continue fighting for the good. And the fight looks different for everyone, my friends. And it's not limited to just one fight. For Charlotte, her fight was against a syndrome that placed her in a catatonic state and threatened her life day after day. For the family, it was persevering through hopelessness and an effort to find relief. For society, it was standing up to the oppression of a plant that, if managed correctly, would provide the relief for Charlotte and many others. We all have our battles, the demons to stand up to, and issues in this world that require our immediate attention if we are going to make progress. I mean, especially now with this whole coronavirus, we must stay vigilant. Especially now with the way politics are, we must stay vigilant. For right now, with the people who want to build walls, we must be vigilant. We must show love and forgiveness and try our best to fight that good fight. For when we win these battles, it ends up benefiting so much more than just a few people it's intimately connected to. It benefits us all. I fight to stand firmly in things that bring peace into my heart so that I may transfer that out into the world. So that you know when the world gets dark, there's some light that you could turn to. And I ask you, my friends, what do you fight for? I'll give you time to figure that out. I can almost guarantee y'all that before you start fighting for anybody or anything else, you have to, one, start fighting for yourself. And that might look like selfless service into somebody else, like Charlotte's family. So don't shy away from the fight. Never give up. You are blessed with infinite potential, infinite possibilities inside of your heart. And it's shown on a day-to-day basis in human beings. So, and I'll wrap this up, and I'll end this with one more quote. And this one comes from Muhammad Ali. There are no pleasures in a fight, but some of my fights have been a pleasure to win. My heart goes out to the Figis as they grieve. Thank you for showing me what love is about. To Charlotte, may you rest in power, little one. Thank you for your strength. And a huge shout out goes to the people in the states in this state who came together one by one to stand up against the oppression. And to everybody else over the course of time who's ever stood up to oppression, thank you for showing me what strength looks like. We've got to continue coming together. There's just no way around it. So let's keep fighting the good fight. You know what I mean? That's 4 1620s thought ball wrapped up, thrown to y'all. Wisdom, whether or not you take it, is up to y'all. I just speak my truth, and if it resonates with y'all, then so be it. And last but not least, we're going to end on a high note, on a rap note. Local love. So, in an effort to continue bringing quality content to the community, I'm going to step out of the way here. Did the local love this time a lot differently. In the past, I had just went through local artist stuff and picked out their stuff and rocked to it or whatever. Or I've shouted out my girl Alba last week with her graphic designs, and so this week I wanted to do, and from here on out probably, I want to do something different if y'all allow it. We're going, yeah, of course you're gonna allow it, you know what I mean? My show. No, I'm just kidding. So we're gonna go ahead and I hit up Spoken Words, his this week's Thoughtful Thursday, Local Love, and I picked him because today's episode of Thoughtful Thursday was about fighting. He's one of the best battle rappers I've seen in Colorado. So it would make sense, a battle, a fight. Spoken Words, when I came onto the scene, Spoke was already doing it. So I'm just going to go ahead and give y'all to the conversation.
Yo. There we go. Nice. Look, sorry that was so random.
I was gonna say, man, we need to learn sign language and shit,
That would take quite a while, but I'm down. Like, you know what I mean? I'm down to communicate with people who can't hear me.
How you been?
I'm good, man. Still living this quarantine life, doing everything I can to keep my head above water. How about you?
Same shit, man. Well, I'm still essential, I guess. So
yeah, are you at the dispensary still?
I'm at the dispensary.
Word. So, that's dope.
Yeah.
I think you're essential. I'm glad that y'all exist. Actually, speaking of, I'm gonna light up a joint. I just wanted to get you on because it's I'm trying to shout local love, and today's Thoughtful Thursday was about battling and fighting. So it got me thinking about you as a battle rapper and how much I respect you as a battle rapper. So I was like, what better time to shout out local love than to my dude Spoke.
I appreciate that, man. I really do. I really do. I appreciate everything you're doing. This is really cool, man. And I was excited when you hit me up about it. I'm like old school, bro. Like, it took me.
For sure. That's it.
Weird, man, but it's all good. I appreciate you having me on, man.
Yeah, it's one of my goals with this whole hybrid collective thing is to continue like shouting out local, because the scene is dope, and I don't think a lot of people know how dope it really is. So I'm trying to merge fan bases together, at least give exposure to people that I think are worthy of getting exposure. You know what I mean? I heard that song you did yesterday on on Instagram. That shit was dope. That little challenge you did.
Yeah, man. I ran into it yesterday. I seen somebody else do it, and I saw
Right?
the hashtag with God challenge, and it's a challenge that was put out by Locksmith. He just put out a new track with Exhibit and Razcast. Have you heard that joint?
Yeah. Actually, no, I have not heard it yet. I heard the one you did,
Yo, so
but I've not heard.
you should check it out, man.
Yeah,
Logic.
that's some classics.
Locksmith is fire, man. He actually, so I first knew about Locksmith when he was a battle rapper, and then like he transitioned to music,
Yep.
and now he's just like killing it, like
Yep.
he's just killing it. So it's kind of cool because you're able to see an MC because a lot of times you have battle rappers that are not really good at making tracks. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Yes.
Like you have people that make tracks who just can't battle rap. So
Right.
someone like Locksmith is dope to me. And I saw the challenge, and I was gonna like just kind of write something fresh, but I've been writing, so I also have I just have verses.
Material.
Exactly, and I just was
Right.
like, either I just got to strike when the iron's hot. I feel like
Yes,
a lot
sir.
of times I just wait too much, or I overthink it.
Yep.
So I just put it out. I just said, fuck it, put it out,
Oh,
and
yeah.
kind of see what happens.
Yes,
Also,
sir.
I'm putting out just with that, I'm putting out a track every Monday.
Nice.
And so I had like a bunch of new stuff that I wanted to do on a project, but since we're just kind of hanging out and stuff, I figured I'd start releasing,
Might as well.
and just putting one in the chamber and just letting it go every Monday. So
Yes, sir. I like that.
look for that, because that's kind of the thing right now, and I'll probably
I have.
doing that until the end of the month or so. So
Sure. Yeah, I see. Like I said, I've been watching a few of the things you did, and that's what turned me on to actually this episode was because I thought about you when you and Contrast just did that Jay Dilla tribute, right?
yep.
So I listened to that. Y'all crushed that. Y'all are dope as fuck. Yeah,
Yeah.
y'all crushed that.
Contract, man, that dude is just something else, dude. Like,
Yeah, it always has been.
just one of those people that whenever I was writing with, I was always like, fuck, I gotta fucking rap after this dude.
Yeah.
But yeah,
For
man.
sure.
So me and Contrast still have the Fire Squad going on, except for he doesn't live here anymore. I don't know if you
Oh,
know
word?
him, but he got a job to basically be the GM at a dispensary, the first dispensary out in Minneapolis.
Oh, nice.
So he went
Very
out.
good. This good opportunity.
Yeah, man. So he's out there running the shop out there, and we're still making music. We got the Fire Squad still. We
Yes,
have
sir.
stuff that we have in a vault with that, new videos and all that. So I'm looking forward to releasing that music as
Good,
well.
brother. Yeah,
What about you, man?
I'm always hip to what you guys are putting out. That shit's always fresh.
I appreciate it, man. What about you? You still killing it?
Still killing it. We also are here working. Adrian, you remember Adrian?
Of course.
Him and I are still working, putting this whole thing together. He's working on an album, so I'm kind of doing the same thing as you. I'm just working on individual songs, just putting together real tight content. And I have the podcast and this Thoughtful Thursday thing, which also comes with the song every week.
What's up?
So yeah, it's been fun to kind of build and see what we can make happen. You know what I mean? Especially in this time where we have all this extra time, like just to get shit done.
Yo,
you
man,
know?
am I loud or am I yelling or am I good?
No, you're perfect. Where am I at?
No, you're good too.
Okay, word. No, you're perfect. I don't want to. I didn't want to take up too much of your time, but I did want to get you on, shout you out, see if you were willing to. It's hard for me out here these days. I'm missing some good hip hop shit in my life, so kind of a live performance kind of thing. If you wouldn't mind spitting a verse, giving it to the people, you know what I mean?
For sure, man. Let's see. I can find some shit here.
Yes,
see.
please do.
I just gotta find a beat here.
Real quick, how did you come up with spoken words? What's the story behind your name?
Man, it's kind of a variety of things, man. Really, for me, I would do like I would do like poetry slams back in the day, and so it was, you know, it just kind of originated from the original word, spoken word, and so I tried to transition over to like a beat, and then I started, you know, becoming a fan of all the greats, Tupac, Biggie, you know, Eminem, things like that, and I just kind of was like, well, I feel like maybe I could do that, and just kind of really just went with it, you know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
People used to just be like, when I would, you know, rap in ciphers and shit, when we were partying and shit, I really never even had a name. I was just Hector, you know what I mean? So people like would be like, yo, man, you like spoken word type shit, bro. Like you're all like wise and like, you know, you speak about some shit. And so it just kind of like stuck with me, like spoken words. But when I dropped my album Wordplay with Playlytical, due to legal purposes, I was not able to drop my name as spoken words.
Really?
And so, you know, my producer at the time, Playlytical, was like, well, we can break it down, right? So we could say spoke in words. You're in the words. You are the words. So I was fresh, bro. Like, I broke the name down, and that's kind of where it went. And honestly, like, I've been, you know, it's weird because I have discussions with like Contrast and like PJ and like a lot of people from Fresh Breath and shit like that about changing your name. I know some of the guys have changed their names as well.
Yeah.
And I always tried, like, and so maybe like a week through, I'm like,
just nothing sticks.
Not me, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
At one point I wanted to be 360, just 360, you know? And then it was just kind of like, that's cool and all, but like that sounds more like an album. So it always always stuck with me, man, you know? So.
Oh, yeah.
What about you,
like
man?
I for the longest time went by Young Luke, just trying to incorporate the name because I know the name Luke is the name of light. So it was always going to be something Luke. And then just one evening, I was kicking with my boy Justin, and he had this idea to we were drinking like Skyy Blue vodka or something dumb at the time. He's like, what if you did Luke Skyy? And like, it just clicked at that point. Like, so, you know, the light in the sky, the sun, was kind of what, how that all interplayed after a while. So Young Luke was definitely, when I was trying a whole different rap type. So I think I kind of left that persona behind and started on some new, you know. So yeah, it's funny.
People are like, yo, man, you're kind of grown up now. Like spoken words was like, you know, who you were before. They're like, you need to be wise words now. And I'm like, great. What you're saying is I'm old now.
Hey, you might as well accept it, brother. But I mean, this is the music, the shit we spit, so the thing's gonna get people through. You know what I mean? They need real shit more than ever.
And then also, man, you know, while we're on here too, I also got the opportunity to battle Johnny Storm. That was supposed to happen this month, actually.
I remember that, yeah.
But because of the shutdown, Johnny Storm is from Orlando, and so obviously not, you know, he wasn't gonna be able to make that because of what's happening. But it's still postponed. So hopefully, when everything gets back to normal, because I don't think we'll get to real back to normal. I think we'll have to deal with the new normal. But hopefully when everything, you know, blows over, I'm able to get this battle still going. So I just wanted to plug that in there because you were talking about battling, and that to me will probably be my biggest battle today. So yeah, cool. Man.
I do remember seeing the flyer for that. I do remember seeing that was coming up, and I was like, yeah, I'm definitely going to go to that. And then, of course, everything happened that. Yeah.
I was this close, man. And it was one of those things where I always looked at Johnny Storm like, yo, like one day I'll be able to like see that dude in the ring, you know, and then like time goes on and I'm like, dude, that'll never happen, bro, you know? And then all of a sudden it's fucking happening. So I'm excited for that. And I'm also just auditioned for the Rhythm and Flow for the Netflix thing. So I'm just waiting on that too, man. But I'll kick a little flow, man. You got
shit. Yeah. Good shit.
You know?
Yes, sir.
I think I'm just gonna rock. I already have this with God instrumental that I rocked to yesterday, so I'll probably rock a different verse of that same beat, man.
That's it.
Is that too loud?
No, that sounds good.
Let me see here. Hold on real quick.
Okay.
That shit is hard, right?
That's dope as fuck, yeah.
That fucking be knocked, bro. Yo. Welcome to the Mile High, the snow will get your nose blown. Headshot, get your picture taken like a GoPro. I could give a fuck about a 9 to 5. I'ma ride or die long as I'm alive. You could call me Loco. Crazy motherfucker, those who know me call me Loco. Kiss shit gets denied cause this is only for the grown folks. Sick of rappers wanna battle me, but then they no show. Stick to statement facts instead of speaking what you don't know. You can stay behind with all the rookies, more like GoPro. Oh no, I ain't trying to rap with you cause you got no goals. Thinking you can fuck with me, but really you are so-so. No. See, I knew that you do it for the photo. Go-go bitches on the dick, but me, I got the go-go. I'm throwing hoes, but they come back to me just like a yo-yo. I'm sticking to it, who knows? I'm giving you that loco. Justin Jackson, when I ball, I'm giving you that fofo. Motherfuckers.
Yeah. Dig it, my dude. That was nice. Thank you. I'll give
my second submission, bro. I'm going to submit to this fucking challenge twice, and I'm going to use that one.
Yeah, no, that's dope, dude. I like that a lot. That was keep doing that shit. Keep sending out those challenges. It's been a pleasure to follow you out all these years. You know what I mean, dude? I hope once this all gets going again, we should try to work on a song or something. Something I've always wanted to do with you, and we haven't been able to do. So if you got time in between your busy schedule, let a brother know.
Dude, I'm just selling weed all day long, bro. That's it.
It sounds
playing in bars.
Yeah, very sure.
Bro, thank you so much for having me on, man. And whenever like you want to rock, let me know, man. Even when we get back to shows and shit, like I want to, come and fuck with y'all, man, for real.
Let's do it, brother. Absolutely. All right, Spoke. Been a pleasure. Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart, dude, for coming out. And we'll definitely we'll see you soon.
Cheers, my brother.
Cheers, brother. Stay up. Hey, wait, one more time. Before we let you go, I got to remember to do this, but let people know where they can find you. I'll put the links up and everything, but real quick, from your mouth, anything else you want to say to the people, how you think we could change the world real quick, something like that?
Yeah, definitely, man, for sure. So you can pretty much find me anywhere, Facebook, Instagram. As long as you spell the name right, it's SPOKEINWORDZ, Spoke in words. Type that in, you'll find that. I got tons of stuff on YouTube, SoundCloud, Bandcamp. I got new track coming out every Monday. And yeah, man, I just think that we should just stay wise. I always like the quote from Talib Kweli, man. He always said, don't be weary, don't be scared, be aware. Feel me?
Nice. Yeah, for sure. Love that. All right, Spoke. Well, I'll let you go with that, man. Enjoy the rest of your day, and we will definitely catch you on the other side of this thing.
Peace, my G.
Later, brother.
Thank you, Spoken Words. Thank you, City of Denver. Thank you, Hybrid Collective. Everybody, please stay highborn, high mind, high power. We will get through this thing together. I will continue sending out love to everybody. And I hope y'all do too. Keep fighting that good fight, y'all.
Ha! Bang bang, you know what I mean?
I'm just kidding. Yeah, nerd shit. This is what quarantine does to people. And this could just be outtakes, or I could just share all of this with you, because vulnerability, you get real human shit when I just start losing my shit. You just get it.